So now the truth finally slips out. The money was sitting there the whole time. Tiffany dips and suddenly it's, oh wow, look what magically popped up in the budget. Please. Of course the money was there. Napoleon signed off on that budget. Slid himself a raise, shuffled funds around like a street corner shell game. All the same tricks Tiffany got roasted for. Turns out, maybe she wasn't even stealing. Maybe she just didn't feel like showing her hand. And now Napoleon side-eyeing the whole thing like, wait, did she actually not do anything? Yeah, welcome to transparency, my guy. Napoleon, here's the crash course. If you want to look transparent, start by telling the truth. Don't pull up acting like you're the messiah of honesty when you're just running the same dirty playbook with better punctuation. Saying you're clear means nothing if you're still hiding the real moves. Right now, the only thing see-through is your ego. You're not rewriting the story. You're just remixing Tiffany's greatest hits. Stop acting brand new when you're clearly lip-syncing the same old script. Yo. Smash that like button, subscribe, and drop your thoughts in the comments because this one's wild. At the latest Thornton Township meeting, the board sounded defensive, but honestly, that's their default setting. They always talk like they're ducking truth bullets. What really caught my attention wasn't them. It was the residents. People stepped up to the mic saying things that had me cracking up, shocked, and a little worried. Just another episode in Thornton's never-ending reality show. But one speaker? Yeah, he stole the scene. Mr. Christopher Gonzalez. And something about this man's energy always rubbed me wrong. Maybe it's just me, but I've had him pegged as shady for years. Especially since he's the one who name-dropped Tiffany back in the day and slid her into the supervisor's chair. That move alone had red flags waving like a parade. And now he's back on the mic? It's giving snake in the grass, energy to... So he starts talking. And then he drops a line that made me hit pause like, wait, what did he just say? Nope, not letting that slide. We're unpacking this, play by play. Because whatever he thought he was pulling with that statement, it needs to be dissected, analyzed, and put under a microscope. And you already know, I'm about to break it down until it's crystal clear. Roll the clip. First off, none of this is new to me. Tiffany never liked being questioned. You'd ask her something, and she'd look at you like you just slapped her grandma. Her whole vibe was, why don't you just trust me? Like asking for details was some sort of insult. And don't forget her thing for hiring people with records. She called it second chances. But when your entire staff is ex-cons, at some point it stops looking like grace and start looking like strategy. Because think about it, why surround yourself with people who can't challenge you without risking a parole violation? It was calculated. And then she'd expect us to rubber stamp budgets we'd never even seen. For all we knew, the whole thing could have been Tiffany paying Tiffany. She never showed us the numbers. Not once. Now the story goes, everything blew up because Tiffany kept everyone in the dark. Nobody knew the budget. Nobody knew the cash flow. But she leaves and suddenly, boom, Napoleon gets a raise. Suddenly, everyone's got access to spreadsheets. So what's the real takeaway here? Are you saying Tiffany wasn't actually stealing? That she wasn't corrupt? Just secretive and controlling? That's the spin now? Because if the money was always there, and now it's just visible, that changes the whole plot. I mean, I remember her saying it all the time. We have money. But if you asked to see it, she'd get defensive like, watch your tone. So maybe it wasn't theft. It was pride. She didn't hide receipts because they were fake, but because she didn't think you deserved them. And honestly, that's different. So explain it to me, because now we're moving. We've got budgets. We've got spending reports. And this is all I ever wanted, doing more with less. I was never out to gut services. I wanted to grow them smart. And now we're finally doing it. That's why finalizing these budgets matters, like the general assistance budget. The tax refund project Tiffany always bragged about? Yeah, it's back, but now with actual numbers. And Tiffany? Girl, this is your chance to make a comeback. This man basically just stood up and said, you were the thief. You were just impossible to work with. And that's the truth. Your downfall wasn't crime, it was ego. But here's the thing. If you act like you've got something to hide, people will believe you do. keep the budget locked away long enough, and folks will assume you're laundering money in the back room. You created that cloud yourself. Even if nothing shady was happening, you made it look shady. Still, that doesn't mean you can't pop up now and spin it. Drop your fake book, push your fairy tale. We both know it's not a real book. No chapters, no table of contents, not even an ISBN. Just a glossy flyer from Vistaprint. But if you want to run with, see? I wasn't stealing. They just didn't like me. Go for it. Claim your martyr crown. And now back to Gonzalez. Someone please get this man off the mic. He's talking himself into a grave. People are giving him the please stop eyes. But he keeps going like he's dropping wisdom. Sir, you sound like a knockoff TED Talk. Back in the day, they'd pitch ideas like, let's do the tax refund project. And I'd be like, cool, where's the math? Who's it for? What's the execution plan? Now we've actually got those answers. Back then, nothing. And that's how you move forward. Not just with the board, but with the residents. Because they've been left in the dark just like we were. Just picture Napoleon sitting there like, wait, Tiffany was embezzling? She just didn't share her notes. Now he's sweating bullets, thinking, if she caught all that heat for being stingy with paperwork, what's going to happen to me if I actually screw up? Lesson for you, Napoleon. Be transparent. Be so see-through we can see your baby pictures. Be a window pane, not a brick wall. The supervisor even dropped gems on it. Everything comes back to communication. Not just board to board, but board to resident. Ask, answer, repeat. 63 days later, we're finally doing it just like dating. You learn the quirks, you adapt, you grow. Unless you're one of the folks drooling over Napoleon, who, side note, is married. This ain't Christian mingle. Please sit down. Still, progress is progress. And now residents are finally part of the conversation. That's the real win. And now the comedy moment. Don't worry, I'm going to do my job now. Sir, did you just announce to taxpayers that you've been on vacation at your desk? That you've been grandstanding this whole time? And now you want applause for opening your laptop? What you think you're saying is not what's hitting. Please, stop speaking. But shout out to the supervisor, the board, and especially the residents. Y'all kept pressing for answers, even the uncomfortable ones. That's how it works. No more dodging, no more trust me, bro, budgets. Two-way communication, that's the whole recipe. And that one lonely clap at the end, definitely his kid or somebody waiting on a ride home. Pity applause, not pride applause. And Chris, next time you feel inspired, talk, resist. The last time you had a great idea, Tiffany ended up a supervisor, and we've been in chaos ever since. Seeing Marv on up, there is just off, like she wandered into the wrong Zoom meeting. Maybe she's lost, maybe she's there for reasons we don't want confirmed, but it's not giving qualified. Back to Chris, because he confirmed what many already suspected. Tiffany didn't steal, she just treated the budget like a secret diary. When she left and y'all finally looked, everything was there. No missing money. No magic tricks. Just Tiffany being Tiffany. Paranoid, stubborn, allergic to accountability. And if you know she didn't steal, say it. Loudly. Because the street talk wasn't she's bossy. It was she's a crook. If that's false, correct it. Yeah, she lies. She spins stories like a carnival barker. But lying isn't stealing. You slapped her with thief, and now that it's not true, you're whisper quiet? Maybe Tiffany will pop up and clear her own name. If there was ever a time, this is it. She's tougher than most. Built for tough. Unlike a certain somebody dragging that walker around town, crying wolf. Ma'am, please, you've been running your mouth for years, but the moment someone questions your made-up illness, suddenly it's harassment and call the police? Sit down. You'll stay unnamed like you like it. But Jedi knows. We all know the dots aren't connecting in your head. Anyway, y'all behave. Or don't. I'm not. Just know this. Absolutely not. But yes, Mama still loves you. Always will.